How to get the most out of your study time, the art of annotating. Look at this textbook page. This student had their highlighter out and thought they were getting to the key ideas, but in the end, all they have is a completely pink page. So basically, there's been a lot of time wasted here and no concentration going on. So annotation, you want to design your own system of symbols, but key to every system is to underline selectively. A double line for main ideas or a bracket works. A single line for major details, and you might want to number those major details and box the key words. So every system, you're looking for the gold. You're looking for those major details. Always use the sign the writer gives if they're there. You want to circle those words like first, therefore, next, and so on, because the writer is signaling to you that something important is coming up. Some other ideas for annotation includes bracketing important paragraphs. Sometimes a writer will have a conclusion of everything they have said. An asterisk for important information, or maybe a possible test question. You might put an asterisk next to that. Always mark examples. They help us to remember things. Definitions, you can pull those out in the margin. But key to every system of annotation is stopping and summarizing in your own words in the margin. But wait, don't do that on the first reading. You always want to annotate on the second reading, or again, everything is important, and that is how you wind up with a highlighted page like we saw at the beginning of this video. So annotate on the second reading. It gives you time to stop and think and see where things are proceeding and going. Okay, so our focus really is annotation of textbook chapters. So the process is, to begin with, you want to turn each subheading in the chapter into a question. You want to rapid read through the subsection. Circle words you don't know the meaning of, though, as you're going through, and circle those signal words on the first reading. After you've clarified the meaning of the unknown words, you're ready to go back and start the real business of annotation by selectively underlining and writing your summary notes and keywords in the margin. After you've worked through one section, you want to stop, read those notes out loud. Saying things out loud really helps us to learn. Educators tell us this is where the most learning takes place. Then you're ready to go to the next subsection and repeat the process. At the end of the chapter, unlike what we saw in the beginning of the video, the pink annotation, you have some great notes to review with. And you want to take advantage of that and go through those notes very carefully. Reflect and think about big test questions. What might be an essay question that would cover the whole chapter? How do ideas compare and contrast with each other? Okay, let's go ahead and try some annotation. If you haven't printed the article in the Week 5 folder called Personality Types, you want to pause the video and do so now. And let's go ahead and preview the whole chapter by creating some questions and predicting what we think it's going to be about. So looking at our chapter, some questions might be, can some people be more than one personality type? This reading defined 9 types. Could you be more than one? Which type is most successful? Which type of person is most content? My prediction is that this is a listing of personality types. I'm going to need to know the characteristics of each type. And there might be some comparison between the types or reasons or causes as to why individuals develop certain characteristics. So I want to be looking for those in each description of each type. Okay, let's get started. So now we're ready to look at the very first section in the reading called Point 1, the reformer, the perfectionist. So I'm going to do my first read through. When young ones learned to monitor themselves to avoid making mistakes. They had to be correct in the eyes of others and learned love by being perfect. They worry about getting it right, focus on should and must. For this reason, okay, I would circle for this reason. That's a signal word or a signal words. They tend to deny themselves pleasure. They are usually driven by anger, but deny it or are not unconsciously aware of it. Ones are disappointed in others who make mistakes. Motivated by anger, which is internalized, they express it by constantly criticizing and correcting the imperfections in others. Ones do, however, I'm going to circle however, truly appreciate a job well done. Ask a point 1 to give a one-word description of him or herself, and she or he will likely say that she or he is hardworking and that life is difficult. Okay, some words that maybe I picked out that I didn't know the meaning of might be monitor and internalize. So I'm going to check those out before I go on. And monitor means to watch carefully. And internalize is to be thinking and worrying about something inside, but not showing that feeling to others. Okay, so now I'm ready to go on for my second reading. So let's take a look at how I annotated.